Alright guys, hey, welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to go over how to tie a D-loop, kind of the importance of some of the things that you should keep with you in the field. We're just going to kind of destroy this here D-loop real quick. D-loops break all the time. You should always, in your handy-dandy vinyl harness, you should always keep a couple things. I always keep wrenches in here. I have a D-loop hiding in there in case this happens. Now, 99% of the time, if you're picking up a bow from us, you're going to have a soft knot tie in here in the bottom. That's going to kind of be a little bit of a cheat code for us to getting this in the correct position. But what we're going to do here, without cutting anything, we're going to replace this D-loop real quick for you. I'm just going to try and not cut my finger off. We're going to cut this D-loop out. We kind of one of the big things with this is, don't let something as silly as a D-loop ruin your hunting and get you pulled off the mountain for something pretty simple. It don't necessarily have to be perfect. It's an inconvenience if you can't get it perfect, but if you do have to replace a D-loop in the field, you can get a new one thrown on, get back to camp. Hopefully you're taking a target with you, and you can go get your bow re-zeroed and camp again and check a couple things. A lot of guys, they've had D-loops break on them in the past, and they've punched themselves in the face. So a lot of guys are pretty good at keeping up on just normal maintenance and keeping an eye on this. Now, a little tricky here, but we're just going to kind of wing this. We don't have an arrow sitting here with me, but general consensus. Okay, how I tie D-loop, there's a few different ways you can kind of throw this together. Boom, handy dandy arrow, man. We always got caddies around here. We're going to pretend that this has a soft knot set. So, what I personally do, I'm not great at knots. I was not good in Boy Scouts with tying knots. But for me, what I do to make a D-loop super simple, I grab both bulbs in one side, come on one side of the loop. Both of those need to come through here. And then I'm going to grab my bottom bulb. We're going to just push this down to this knot. We're going to pull this tight, okay? That gets our top set on our D-loop where we need it. Now, we want the bulbs to be on opposite sides of each other. So if our bulb is here, it's facing me, so it's on the shelf side or the left side of the bow. We're going to bring this loop. We're going to start it on the left side. We're going to push it back around from the loop. So below our nock and above itself, where it essentially comes around that serving. I like to pull it tight here. Now, it just needs to wrap back around itself. We're going to roll it back around the serving and back through this loop. Now what I'll do is come up here and I'll pull on this to get this kind of started into itself. Now I don't really expect anybody to have a set of D-loop pliers in their back pocket when they're out hunting. So it's pretty simple. I can just take my release and I can grab on the serving and just start pulling. Decent idea to do this with an arrow in it, so you're not going to just pull the loop up on itself. Boom. That is how you tie a quick D-loop out in the field if you break yours. If you do have soft knots, like if you're picking your bow up from us, you're going to take this bottom piece, you're going to slide this right up to your soft knot so it keeps the bottom part even, okay? When you're checking this, you don't want a lot of up and down movement out of your nock as it's sitting on the rest. Eyeballing this, we're off slightly, we're sitting a little nock low. So if, say you don't have them, a decent starting point is I can now take this loop and I can roll this up my center serving. Now this isn't as tight as what we can get it with, say, some D-loop pliers. but this can save a hunt potentially. You can look at this and get it pretty close to a 90, and maybe even just have it a tick knock high. Looking at it, we've tied enough D-loops around here, set enough bows up. Most of the time, I can eyeball it, get started at a really good 90, and then I can kind of tweak it as I need to, as far as getting it to shoot and tune good. So now, say I don't have soft knots tied in the bottom of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my broadhead. I'm going to start at, say, 10 yards. I'm just going to shoot at the target, make sure I'm actually hitting the dang thing. And I'm going to back it up to 20. I'm going to check my sight marks. I'm going to check my broadhead flight to make sure everything's stayed the same where it was. And from there, we'll some other point in another video we'll go over a little bit of broadhead tuning. But kind of plays two roles into it. But that'll at least get you going and get you back hunting. Boom! Check this out. I got my bow. My bow has this fancy little soft knot set tied here in the bottom. So now, if I did have this, I can slide this bottom knot right up to the bottom of it. I can get everything cinched down and get that tied in there. What I can do with the top knot on my D-loop is I can get it in here. I don't have hardly any movement in this. I'm good to go. I can verify my sight marks again, triple check my broadhead flight in camp, and I'm out hunting again. So kind of bails you out. There's a few things I always keep in my vinyl harness: Allen wrenches, a couple other small wrenches to get into some of these parts when I rest if something comes loose, and a D-loop. Everybody has a knife kicking around. You can cut your old loop off. Just be extremely careful to not cut your center serving or cut any of your strands on your string. So that'll get you going in the field again.